What's up, everyone? How the hell is everyone doing? Let me get some Linky boys. Let me get some Tweety boys. Let me... Alrighty. Here we go. Holy mother frick, bro. There's a lot of chatting going on. I didn't see this yet. Holy. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Yo, caffeinated. Just gotta take off soon, but I want to stop by and drop my like and support first. Have a great day, everyone. Dude, caffeinated, have a great night. How the hell is everyone doing? Yeah, bro, mommy, we'll talk about all of that. Sapphic Twab is aight, but I'm sad about enhancement course still. We'll talk about it. Orbit, how are you doing? There's a lot of great stuff here. I want to give people a couple of seconds to get in here. So hit me with your initial takes. Nothing too specific because we're gonna get into it and we'll describe it, or we'll talk about everything individually. But we liking it. We got some thumbs up, some thumbs down in chat. What do we think? It gets a quadruple thumbs up from me. I'm loving it. Loving it. Will Vorpal be 2 times power on Hive Guardians? It won't be two times power, but it'll be oh, you mean because they're in their super and they're a powerful enemy? No, it'll be like the 10, 15, 20%. Oh, lots of thumbs up. They did something I never thought they would do. They went hard. Usually when Bungie makes changes, they do kind of like little ones. And they kind of, they go a little bit at a time and they test something out. Bro, they literally just like, they put it all on the table, dog. They walked in, they were like, fuck it. And they're doing unbelievable. This might be like one of the largest shifts ever. Like they're making a huge change. Sorry, I think my camera's a little bit. That was crooked the other way. Fuck. They're making huge changes, and it's just like all happening. It's awesome. Sunshot. Hoon, we're gonna have to come up with some builds, bro, because I need some primaries to use with Deafening Whisper. I'm thinking, like, if I'm using like Deafening Whisper and let's say like an exotic heavy. No, well, okay. Fuck, dude. We'll talk about it. Maybe Huckleberry, Deafening Whisper, Rocket Launcher. Oh, wait, you just run double special. That works. $10 to change the system like they did for Transmog in 3 months. Wait, yo, staying alive. Sorry, I don't know if I said this, but thank you so much for the super chat. I love your face. $10. They changed the system like they did for Transmog in 3 months. To make it different. The transmog system, the reason they changed it was because it sucked. This looks great. You could be our galley man. I don't want to be galley man, bro. I have a god roll tomorrow. So check this shit out, bro. I know it's only a 1.00 times damage. It's not technically as good as high head, but I want to be the Izzy swapper on DPS phases because I'm pretty good at that. Check this. Check that out, bro. Can you see it? That literally does it. That's like the perfect roll. If you can't see that, that's a tomorrow's answer. Adept, auto loading, lasting impressions, impact casing, handling masswork. Oof. Literally the 12 out of 10 roll, bro. I want to be Izzy Swapper. Nice clown. Isn't clown cartridge the meta right now? If you are only using rockets. But Clown Cartridge does not do more DPS than a Rocket and Izzy Hot Swap. So if we're going for like a Templar kill where a boss doesn't have that much health, then you'd absolutely Rocket Hot Swap is going to be the way to go. If it's like a Gall Run situation or a Sanctified Mind situation where you're getting damage locked and not DPS locked, then you want something like Clown Cartridge, which I think I do have a Clown Cartridge hothead. It is Clown Cartridge Field Prep, not Explosive Light, but that's not the worst thing in the world. It could be worse for sure. Could be worse. God roll for Deafening Whisper would be Ambitious Assassin, Unrelenting, or Rampage. I like Unrelenting. I'm not sure how. It kind of depends. in regular content, Unrelenting's really good. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to consistently kill enemies in day one with it, so that's a hard take. Clown field prep is the best for Hothead. Oh, it's better than explosive light? Is it? Do I just like casually have the fucking god roll here? I don't, it doesn't have impact casing, but it has high velocity rounds, which I really like. What's this do? Oh, reload speed, that's pretty good. He's got, oh, blast radius masswork, that's, I'll probably do a little bit more farming. So there you go. Yeah. Explosive rolls in the clown column. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, there you go. All right, fuck, I'll take this then. Yeah, so whether we're at a damage check or a DPS check, I'm loaded up and ready for it. I also have a pretty good Royal Entry, but Royal Entry is bad now. So there you go. All right, we waited. We have people in here. Let's talk about the TWAB. We already did a stream about the Sony news, so I'm not really going to talk about it, but it's pretty cool. They're just reiterating. Nothing is changing pretty much, except for more funding, more people working on Destiny. Now, one thing I will say on this is that, sorry, let me turn down Destiny a little bit. One thing I will say on this is they did an interview with IGN, I think, or Game, it was either IGN or Game Informer, where they said very specifically one of the main things they want out of the PlayStation partnership is to expand Destiny into movies, TV shows, books. This is something we already knew they wanted to do, but Sony literally has like movie studios, TV studios. I'm sure they own some sort of like publication thing for books because they own like goddamn everything. And so it looks like this is the start of less of like focusing on making Destiny more, which they're getting more funding, they're getting more employees, stuff like that. That's good. But it looks like a lot of this was like, hey, we're making Destiny everything now, which is fucking fantastic. Yo, Clips, what's up? Day one Destiny the movie, when? Dude, I'll go out and we'll do a group watch. What size is this? This is the TWAB. The Bungie.net site. Another thing is that I saw they hired, so like League of Legends does like shorts or something, I guess, like animated shorts, and they hired the guy that used to be in charge of that to be the head of the Destiny expansion into other media. So it looks like they got someone who is very well respected in the field. I don't know any of that work, but I was looking at this guy's credentials and he looks all like overqualified for something like that. Alrighty. The Destiny cinematic universe. Potential Destiny show, series, or film will entirely depend on the performance of the Halo series. I actually don't think so. Halo, that series isn't looking very good, and I think like the storytelling, like Halo has great storytelling, but I feel like people don't care. Maybe this is an outsider perspective, but I get the vibe that people don't care as much about the Halo story as the Destiny story, right? Like, I feel like Halo is a lot more about the gameplay. Not that Destiny's not, it's just that, like, Destiny, I feel like, let's to put this into better terms, like, I feel like Halo was truly, like, Bungie's first attempt at, like, a cinematic thing, like, call it a cinematic universe, but not, like, just movies, right? Like a media universe. But I feel like they really have hit their stride with Destiny. Like, it's so much, Halo went really deep and it was very rich, but, like, the Destiny 2 lore is, like, that, but you add another dimension to it, right? It's like going from a square to a cube. Like, Halo, here's like Halo's lore. Here's like Halo's lore, you know, like a fucking square. And then boom, Destiny's lore, bro. Not that it's bad. I just think Destiny has a lot more there, and I feel like people care more about it. And Bungie, yes, Bungie, straight up, I'll get a haircut if you cast me in a role that requires a haircut. I'll do it. Okay, I'm there. I do some. I don't really do acting, but I can. I'll go take some lessons. I'll act the fuck out of something. Just saying. Live action Marasov, or I won't get a haircut. I'll dye my hair and I'll play live action Marasov. Whatever you want me to do, babies. Whatever you want me to do, I'll take it. Okay. They'll give you the role of Shah Han? Nah, dude, you have to. If they cast anyone but Astacross and Shah Han, that would be catastrophic amounts of failure. I'll be who was Vanguard before Cade? Andal Bray. I'll be Andal Bray. Is that his name? There you go. Destiny has the deepest and most lore over any game by far. I don't know if I would say that because there's a lot of, like, fucking World of Warcraft has, like, ungodly amounts of lore. Brask, Andal Brask, yes! I'll play that. I'll do that. I'll put on a fat suit and I'll play Gaul. There you go. All right, let's keep it going. Or I guess let's get it started. So the first thing is weapon crafting. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect much of weapon crafting. I thought it was gonna be fairly meh, because usually when Bungie introduces systems like this, they're fairly bare bone. I was also worried that it was gonna be like the converse side of that, where it was like they swing too hard into it and like where everything is weapon crafting. Like random rolls no longer matter. It's all just weapon crafting. And I was very nervous they were gonna do that. But looks like they committed very hard to this, but not over committing. So I'm very excited for that. Bad Juju meta? Oh, Hoon, you still in here? Bad Juju's a shout. More damage. It already has Rampage, 40% more damage, and it farms supers, dog. That's actually like a hot shout. Holy fuck. I'm gonna have to give that a shout, or a shot. That's a really garbage gun always. Are you serious? I wish I had hair, man, like you, man. I'm not even 20 yet and I'm already getting receding hairline. Oh no, dude, my grandfather, he was, how old was he? 74, I think. He just recently died, but he had full head of hair, like gray, like mine, but like gray. It was shorter. It was like here, but full head of hair, gray. I think my genetics are fine on that. I'm hoping my genetics are fine on that front. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, no balding. I'm hoping for no balding. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. What's a memento? Genetics? Graviton Lance is better? Graviton Lance doesn't give you super energy. What the frick? What the? Alright, sorry. Let's read this, boys. Let's read it. But also, bad jujus. It's kind of nice. I don't know. Maybe try it. I don't know. Super energy, especially since super energy just got nerfed, right? Like, I think that might be huge. The 40% exotic buff plus the 10% pulse buff. I don't know if it'll get both. I get super energy when I murder 20 ads with one shot. You know what? That is an argument I guess you could make. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Savathun is building an army of Hive. These aren't just ordinary Hive, mind you. They've become the Lucent Brood. How could this happen? What will the Vanguard do as we begin to question between the line between light and dark? As you begin to unravel the mystery and battle the Witch Queen's brood, you'll discover the Enclave. This will be your destination for weapon crafting. So I'm gonna make like an early prediction that Enclave is like Helm 2.0, or it's more akin to like Xur's Horde, where it's like a pseudo social space. Like they're still carrying their weapons, so I think it would be very similar to like Xur's Horde, where you load in and you still, like, you're in third person, but you're holding all your weapons, but you can't fire them. I think it'll be something like that. Would be my guess. I just don't see them being like, hey, this is in patrol, you have to go to this patrol zone to do this. That seems a little weird, right? They like to instance these things. And I would not be Enclave similar to Ziggurat on Europa. It could also be like that. It could also be like that. I think it'll probably be like Xur's Horde, where you load in. It might be like the helm for this year, where it'll branch off throughout the year or something. Maybe they'll keep the helm for that. I don't know. But yeah, crafting a legendary weapon from scratch is not a simple matter. Finding patterns, which are like weapon blueprints, collecting materials, and building your weapon is the starting point. After crafting your tool of destruction, you'll begin to unlock its full potential through combat. Pretty cool. Also, once again, notice many steps to this. It looks like, I think this is going to be very similar to at the beginning of every season when you go up to the Umbral Encoder. It was, you know, there would be like engrams there, and you would hover over them, and it would be like, kill 50 hive in public events to unlock this Umbral. It'll probably be something like that. Like, I think all of these patterns will have like an outlined way for us to attain them. I don't think it'll be random. I would love for it to be random, but Bungie typically doesn't really do that. Like, everything is generally like outlined in through objectives or like quests or whatever. So I think most of these will probably, it'll be like a blank screen where they're kind of like grayed out, and it's like, do you want to unlock this auto rifle one? Go kill a raid boss or something, you know, like something like that. I think that'd be cool. Early in the Witch Queen campaign, you'll be given an introductory quest that runs you through the ins and outs of crafting. In the first and second missions of the Witch Queen, free to all players, by the way, Guardians will uncover the deep side ability and be introduced to the Enclave. So, you get the first two missions of Witch Queen free. Excuse me. Witch Queen free. It looks like crafting will be free to play. And it looks like certain parts of maybe the patrol zone will be free to play. Is Europa free to play? Chat, do we know? Someone in chat has to know. I don't know. Maybe we can craft Hawkmoon or DMT there? No, they specifically said Hawkmoon and DMT are going to be Xur weapons. They specifically said that. Will our current weapons be able to craft? No, it looks like there's very specific weapons that you're going to be able to craft. Europa's free. So it looks like, yeah, Mars will be free, and it looks like you get a little taste of Witch Queen, which is really cool. Here's what this looks like, the Enclave, or the relic in the Enclave. There's a lot going on. There is a lot going on. Very cool. And you have like a freaking nuclear missile over here, by the way. Yeah, I love this aesthetic. They've done a really good job. It's very hectic, but I think it really puts off a vibe. That's kind of cool. This is where you'll begin to shape your first glaive, a brand new weapon archetype being introduced in the Witch Queen. All of the necessary materials will be provided for you to craft your first weapon, but you'll also be given a short tutorial on how to find those materials for future crafting. Kind of cool. A subset of weapons and archetypes will be craftable from the start, but more will be added in the future. And once again, like, I really feel like I like what they're doing here, because there is still, you still farm for things, you know, like raid weapons, dungeon weapons. You're still going to farm for them. It looks like you'll be able to craft very specific ones. What I am interested in is, we already know that you can craft the raid weapon. Will all perks be available on the crafted ones? Or are there some perks that you can only get from RNG drops from the raid? I think that is, that's a very interesting question, right? Like, how are they going to frame crafting versus farming in the future of Destiny? Further than that, not only are all perks available from, you know, are they different perk pools? Are they the same? How do adept weapons work? So whatever the time lost version of these weapons is going to be in the new Witch Queen Pyramid raid, are you going to be able to craft the adept weapons too? Can you get a blueprint for those? Or do you have to maybe craft the regular ones and farm the adept ones? You know, there's a lot of questions. I think they can do a lot here. I think crafting has a lot of ability to be, you know, really good. But I have a feeling that a lot of the best weapons are probably still going to be random drops, you know. Maybe think like 7 out of 10, like on a scale of 1 to 10. And this is how I would do it. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being bad, you know, 10 being good. Like 8 out of 10 weapons would be pursuit weapons. So like the Ascendancy, it's a shotgun next season. So something like that. 8 or 9 out of 10 weapons could be craftable, but then like your perfect, like your best in class 10 out of 10 weapons you have to farm for. That's how I would do it. No, they said the raid weapons will be craftable. Yes, they did, but does that mean that they're not RNG drops like I asked? Are there extra perks that are only available from crafting or from getting RNG drops? Are the adept versions of those weapons also craftable? There's a lot of things here. There's a lot of things here that I think are really important to ask. Are there going to be, like, yeah, we saw that you can change frames of your weapons. Yeah, so does it just mean like there's like a generic raid weapon that you can just change, and it's not like any of the specific weapons that drop, but it's like a, you know, it's like a raid themed weapon? Oh, sorry, game music's very loud. Thank you for telling me. There you go. Is that better? So once you just use a raid weapon with an exclusive perk and unlock it for crafting as resonance. So we're gonna talk about how to unlock perks for this. But I just get the vibe they don't want crafting to completely replace farming. They just want it to be a reliable way to get weapons. You know? So raid weapons without doing raid? No, almost certainly you will have to do the raid to get the blueprint. Glaives are in the energy slot. So there are a lot of questions about raid weapons that I have, because they still, you know, if I'm Bungie, I'm still wanting to encourage running the raid multiple times. You know, you should encourage looking for a specific role of a weapon while being able to craft like a pretty good one, you know? But if you want the best out of the best raid weapons, if I was a designer, I would be like, you still have to farm it from them. That's how I would do it. I'm not saying that's how they're going to do it, because we don't know. But there's a lot of questions here. There's a lot of room for them to kind of play around with these dynamics, and I think that's pretty cool. Yes, David. We'll talk about that in a second. In order to shape your tools of destruction, you'll need to do a bit of research first. Patterns are your first requirement. Some will be acquired through quest completions, while others can be earned by completing various gameplay objectives. Once you've earned your desired pattern, it can be crafted at any time with the required materials. Now, it's all about the mixing. So here we have an auto rifle, this is like one of the seasonal ones. This would be like the equivalent of like a Europa weapon, like the Biting Winds or something. It's called Come to Pass. It's an auto rifle, it's solar. Down here, it is arc. They show it, and it's arc. DMG said that he did not mention anything about switching elements. He's asking the team if that was like just a bug or not meant to be. So there you go. Will Vex Mythoclass be able crafting or craftable? No, there's only 4 exotics that will have anything to do with crafting. But here, you know, you have it's an auto rifle. What is this? That's extended barrel or barrel shroud or something? Barrel shroud's not on autos. I'm so bad with barrel perks, dude. I need the names. Show me the freaking names, brother. Yeah, it is barrel shroud. I was right. Get fucked. And then you have alloy mag, I think. It doesn't matter. And then you have Genesis and Wellspring. So they're crafting this. This might be the material that you need to craft it. I don't know. I don't think it's a blueprint. It might be a blueprint. And then you have, you know, it makes the weapon with all these things. You can also change the frame, which they show later. Pretty sure you have to farm for the weapon blueprint with the perk on it that you want. That's not really how they described it. We'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, that is a bad roll. After reaching the Enclave and crafting your first glaive, randomly rolled weapons throughout the game have a chance to drop with a new ability, Deep Sight Resonance. This will be used as you begin to target specific traits. Anytime they say traits, that's what we call perks, by the way. Bungie has always referred to them as traits. So like here, trait 1 is Wellspring, or Genesis, trait 2 is Wellspring. So just keep that in mind. As an example, you'll find a Deep Sight Resonance legendary auto rifle. With the Rampage perk, you can complete an objective and extract the essence of the perk and then craft a weapon with Rampage or another perk that increases damage. So there's a couple things that here that confuse me. Does that mean that Rampage is interchangeable? The way they say this, they specifically say an auto rifle with Rampage. And then they say that you can craft a weapon. So does that mean that any sort of blueprint, any Deep Sight Resonance weapon is applicable to anything? If I complete one with Rampage, can I just put Rampage on any craftable gun now? Is that how that works? Because that's kind of how it sounds. And then it also says rampage or another perk that increases damage. Does that mean if I complete a rampage one, not only do I increase I get rampage, but I also get like your kill clips, your multi-kill clips, your stuff like that, right? Swashbuckler increases damage, stuff like that. So this is a little vague, but it sounds like you just have to earn each perk once, which I'm kind of skeptical on. Like, I don't feel like that's grindy enough to be a Bungie mechanic. You know? So, what does it count? 999,000 shards. All the dev accounts always do. If you get a weapon with resonance, you can get a perk to craft any weapon with it, from what I understand. Yeah, but is that a one-time use? Do I use it every time I want rampage on a gun? Do I have to go farm out another deep sight resonance weapon? There's a lot of questions here. Also, they made it a red border if it's a deep sight resonance weapon, and like, I know there's colorblind settings, but wow, I'm not colorblind, and that can be kind of like, that's not, I wouldn't say tough, but it definitely doesn't stand out. So, not grindy enough? Well, sounds like Stockholm Syndrome. I'm not saying it should be more grindy. I'm making an observation that I have played enough Bungie games, or this game enough, these two games enough, to know, like, there's usually a catch with these sorts of things, you know? There are at least 20 levels for weapons. It's gonna be grindy? Wait, where the fuck do you see? What the? And yeah, so that's my question. Like, can I use it an unlimited amount of times? You know, if I get an auto rifle with rampage, do I have to put that on an auto rifle with rampage? I have a lot of questions here. SMG has 1600 power cap, which is higher than Witch Queen. Don't read into any of that, boys. Don't read into any of that. This is like, this shit happens all the time. They're dev accounts. They're dev accounts. And when the screenies, there's a tip that says 20. Oh, okay. I'll keep looking. Here you can also see a new Witch Queen ghost shell that looks like a totem, almost like a captain, a chieftain totem. Absolutely awful stats, by the way. Did not spec at all. This guy needs to use Destiny 2 armor picker. And then you can see the artifact, which is like fucking something. I have no idea what that is. Looks like the moon lectern thing. Yeah, kind of, actually. Yeah. Do you think the Kvassov will come back with crafting? It'd be interesting. I think we're going to see a lot fewer weapons being able to be crafted than people think. I think there will probably be like 20 weapons you can craft, maybe a couple more. I do not expect everything in the game to be craftable. Nor would I want everything in the game to be craftable. Like I said, I personally think that this should be a way to get like really good weapons, but not perfect weapons. That's just how I feel about it. You know, Destiny's a looter shooter at its core, and I think that personally, I enjoy farming for weapons and having like targeted farms. That's just me. Things that require you to really play specific activities for specific guns. Now, I do really like this crafting system, and I think it'll bring a lot of really good stuff to the game. I'm sure some of these will be absolutely cracked, but I think, yeah, I don't think it'll be as big as people think. I think it'll be like 3-4 sets of weapons. You can craft a couple of exotics, and that's like where it is for now, and we'll see. Do we know if weapon progression is tied to XP or enemy kills? Well, I guess we're gonna read. I think it says right here. Use this weapon in combat or to complete activities in order to tune this weapon for resonance. Oh, this isn't what you're talking about. Sorry. Also, people are noticing this is SMG with headstone. I guess a lot more people like headstone than I thought. Cool. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Do you think all these changes, a lot of players will clean up their vaults? Maybe. Probably not. Yeah. Here we go. The weapon this weapon uses weapon in combat to complete activities in order to tune the weapon. And then once again, you can claim it. Also, does claiming the deep sight dismantle the gun? Like if I claim this for, I don't know what either of these perks are. I think these are both new perks. This kind of looks like surplus, and this looks kind of like Thresh. Yeah, I don't know what either of those perks are. Very interesting. Why not have both Scarrow, RNG, and Craft? That's what I'm saying, CJ. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, I think that's what they're doing, and I think that's what they should do. I hope you're having a good stream so far. Yo, Evan, I'm having a great stream. Thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out. Hopefully you're having a great day. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff here. I don't really know what those do. Like current weapons, not every weapon pattern will be compatible with every trait. But okay, not every weapon pattern will be. So that means you can't just put any perk on any gun. But you'll have a good list of perks to mix and match. I'm just gonna start anytime they say trait. I'm just gonna say perks because that's what we call them in the community. To mix and match as you customize a given weapon of your desired specifications. It doesn't stop there though. Through the Enclave, you'll also be able to kick things up a notch and enhance your perks to strengthen their flavor. Oh, that's interesting. Once a weapon is crafting, Guardians may begin to increase its level by using it in activities and defeating enemies. This is where the bulk of your crafting playtime will be. The more you use your weapon, the faster you'll unlock its true potential, its full potential. Excuse me. Enhanced stats and perks can be unlocked when reaching higher levels, granting slight bonuses to your weapon capabilities. Our goal through this system is give players a reason to reinvest in their weapons, far beyond what masterworking could offer in the past. Each weapon can now act as a long-tailed pursuit as you look to make your freshly crafted weapon the best it can be. It's really cool. And so here, oh yeah, this weapon will earn an additional minor stat boost at level 20. There you go. And so it looks like as you rank it up, you unlock different, like, so for instance, you can change its frame to different frames at different levels. So that's pretty cool. And I would probably assume like, hey, you get like these trash tier perks to start off with, but as you level up your gun, you can put on like stronger and stronger guns or perks. So stuff like that. That's really cool, man. Throwaway about to be booming? Yeah. So pretty cool. Pretty cool basic stuff here. But I mean, this is a level of customizability and target farming and all of this that we have never even come close to seeing. You can literally like change your weapon perks. I don't know if it's on the fly or if you have to like go back to the Enclave to do it, but like you can very easily change all your perks and stuff, which is really cool. I do think Destiny will be back to the level of Forsaken. That's kind of a, I don't want to say a loaded question, but that's a tricky question, right? Because if you look at like Destiny's most popular days in terms of like activities run, well, yeah, it's like, okay, what do you think is like the level of Forsaken? Like, do you mean like what I perceive the quality of the content to be, the quantity of content, the number of people actively engaging in the story, the number of people actively engaging in the endgame? Because like, in fact, the most endgame players were actually with Beyond Light, not Forsaken, if you go by raid numbers. So there's a lot of kind of like, there's a lot of intricacies to that, right? I don't know how many units Beyond Light sold. Can you check that? How many people got Beyond Light? Because they said that Witch Queen is about to be their most pre-ordered expansion ever. So, oh, does it have a number here? It has a number. I don't know how you see how many people, like this is all about on Steam, but I don't know how, if you can tell how many people like actually bought Forsaken and shit. I don't know how to tell those numbers. And you know, yeah, like a lot of people like Jamarcus in chat think like Taken King was immaculate. Same with Forsaken. I mean, I don't really hold that same opinion. Like Taken King was definitely one of the best expansions, but I don't think it was anywhere near Forsaken level. And so there's a lot of different ways to define it. In terms of personal enjoyment, yes. Like I think I'm going to fucking love Witch Queen. Will I have all of like the breadth as Forsaken? Probably not, but I've come to terms with that. I think there's a lot of stuff they do now that they wouldn't do back then, and I think there's a lot of stuff they did back then that they just don't do now. And so there's definitely like gives and takes and things that I like better about that. There will probably be things I like better about this, such as weapon crafting. But do I think like objectively, can they get to the point where they can make DLCs the size of Forsaken? Not this year. Probably not with Lightfall. Maybe with Lightfall, depending on hirings go. But I think the final shape with all this money that they just got and a renewed focus on it, I think they can make it as big. There you go. Controversial opinion incoming. Forsaken is overrated because of the state of the game before release. You could say literally word for word the exact same thing about Taken King. And I do. Yes. Question regarding farming raid weapons versus crafting. Based on the wording, we have to earn the weapon randomly and then do something to unlock its pattern. Would that be sufficient to you? That'd be fine. I don't think earning the weapon is going to be how you get the pattern, but it might be. I don't know. I just want to know if Mementos are little keychains or what. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty interested in that too. How many kills do you think until a weapon's level 20? No idea. I'm very interested in all of this. I really am. Yeah, so good stuff. It can be intimidating to start making decisions on how you build your weapon, so we're also giving the ability to reshape your crafted weapons in the Enclave if you want to mix up the components for your weapons after you finish crafting them. You can switch up the barrel, mags, or traits you choose, so don't feel like you gotta be locked down one path forever. Fantastic. And as always, Bungie's UI is... damn, that's hot. I'm very excited for this. I think this is gonna be fantastic. Man, I can't wait. This is so cool. I honestly cannot wait to check out this system and learn more about it. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Dreadnought walks so the Dreaming City could run. That is beautiful. Dreadnought's the greatest destination ever. So much to explore, so much mystery. I mean, I think the Dreadnought was awesome. But I don't think it was as good as, like, for instance, the Dreaming City. Personally. I don't like the aesthetic as much as the Dreaming City. I think the lore and the build up to the Dreaming City was better. And the Dreadnought was like a really cool concept. But we were talking about this on stream the other day. The Dreadnought, like when it comes down to it, 90% of the Dreadnought was just like brown hallways, right? And that's like, it was the idea like, oh, I'm on a giant hive ship. That was really cool. But most of it was just like brown hallways. And there are very few locations in the Dreadnought that like actually gave you that sense of scale. Like I'm on this absolutely mammoth of a ship. And there's like in the raid, in the Darkblade strike going down to the prison. And I guess sort of in the very main patrol area where the Cabal, where the Skyburners crashed the ship in there. But other than that, it was just like brown hallways. And it really wasn't that crazy. Whereas no matter where I am in the Dreaming City, I'm like, holy fuck, this is like... The lack of spare on the Dreadnought didn't help? Yeah, that too. Dude, Hector, I feel that. Although, yeah, let me say this. I think that, like, Savathun's Throne World is going to be my favorite location. From what we've seen of it, and how you have like 4 distinct areas. You have like Mars, the swamp, her actual castle, and then like the hellscape dungeon below. Like every aesthetic just slaps. And they're so different and they're all connected in some way. And that is amazing. I'm very excited for that. So I'm very excited for that. Very excited. The difference between Forsaken and Beyond Light is significantly closer than people think. Yeah, I do think what I will give people is that the story for Forsaken was miles away above Beyond Light. But in terms of like the content that came, I would agree that it was a lot more similar than people think. Keep in mind though, like I think a lot of people's opinion of Forsaken is immediately like also impacted by the seasons that came after, especially Black Armory and Penumbra, or Season of the Opulence and Season of Black Armory. I don't even fucking know what it is. Season of the Forge, and that is very granted. Like, or that is, you know, that's a really great point. Beyond Light had 3 excellent seasons. We don't talk about Hunt, but they were not on scale with especially Season of Opulence. And you know, I think you can make an argument that some of them were probably about the same as Season of the Forge in a way, except for Niobe Labs. Like if you disconnect that was massive. But like they were all the 3 seasons that weren't Hunt were all better than Season of the Drifter in my opinion, like pretty easily. I just like the worms in the Dreadnought. Shooting them was so satisfying. Well, now you actually get to shoot them like out of a gun. Do you think it's possible that Savathun's Throne World is merging with Mars? No, I think she just kind of opened a portal on Mars is what I'm guessing. So yeah, I'm pretty excited here. I'm pretty excited. Can't wait for more puzzles. Me too. All right, so let's keep going. As Guardians embrace this new system, you'll begin to see new legends arise. Some will prefer Hake and other foundries. Others may dabble in new weapons from Redacted. I assume that's the raid. We're excited to see which weapons you embrace. Mementos. This is incredibly exciting. While the majority of your crafting experience will be dedicated to mixing, matching, and enhancing traits, there's also an opportunity for a bit of customization when it comes to appearance and activity-specific trackers. At launch, one weapon memento will be available for players to earn through Gambit. Unlocking a Gambit-themed appearance and tracker, rank up your weapon to max, head back to the Enclave, and apply your freshly earned memento for some sweet flair. Most of these will come online through Trials of Osiris, or more of these will come online through Trials of Osiris or Grandmaster Nightfalls. We have more plans for Mementos down the line, but we're excited to introduce a new endgame rarity cosmetic item for players to chase as they build out their arsenal weaponry. Now, they don't mention Eververse here. I would be shocked if there are not Mementos for sale. I would be absolutely floored. This is like a prime. Just to clarify, I do not want them to do this, but having seen the decisions Bungie's made around stuff like this and similar opportunities, I would be shocked if they don't offer some of these in Eververse. I would be absolutely flabbergasted. I think there's a 0% chance. I would love to eat my words. I think that all of these, I love the idea of having things that are literally only attainable in the end game. I think that is so hot. I would be shocked. I would be shocked. You still have no idea what a memento is? It's like, think about it. It sounds like an exotic ornament for legendary weapons. So it sounds like a thing that really just like an exotic ornament, like rarity ornament for your legendary weapons that you get from participating in certain aspects of the end game. They call it a new endgame rarity cosmetic. I know what they say. I know what they say, and I also know what they've done in the past. We'll see. Exotic crafting. Legendary weapons aren't the only thing that you'll be able to craft. The upcoming Osteo-Striga exotic SMG and the 3 unique class-unique exotic glaives can also be crafted through the Enclave once you find their respective patterns, of course. Pretty awesome. This is a really cool photo. Funny that Gambit got it first. Gambit got it first because they're doing the Gambit rework, so it'll be like part of the. It'll be like, oh, do a reset and get this thing, you know. There you go. It's like a little Gambit symbol on your chain on your gun. Or that would be cool. I think it's to me. I would assume. Yeah, maybe it is a little charm. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I just kind of assumed it was a full gun aesthetic, but maybe you could be absolutely right. That'd be cool. While legendary weapons can be crafted from the ground up, exotic crafting is more like fine-tuning something with a defined identity. You may have the opportunity to customize things like barrels or stocks while preserving the exotic look and feel for a longer range profile for the weapon, or opting to shred through your enemies up close and personal. Through the Enclave, you can do just that. Cool. And then we'll get more info on this when it launches. Chris Proctor's here, and he does this thing where he talks about what pursuit weapons were supposed to be instead of pinnacle weapons. We've talked about this before. I've actually said this exact thing. I thought they had said it before. Everyone else seems to be surprised. So maybe I just made it up and I was right. But the intent is that pursuit weapon should be a solid weapon, roughly 70% of a god roll in its archetype. I usually say an 8.5 out of 10, so relatively close. But the whole idea is like I said, pursuit weapons should be pretty good. Crafting, in my opinion, crafting weapons should be and then your absolute god rolls, in my opinion, should still come from farming and actual activities, like a drop. That might just be hopium though. More random roll exotics? No, I don't think so. Maybe there's another material that's only for the raid, so you have to farm the raid in order to get that material in order to craft raid weapons. If that is the case, it'll be Spoils of Conquest. I'm not gonna break all these down. It's pretty common sense. And with that, let's look at the Reckless Endangerment Pursuit Shotgun. This weapon is coming in Season 16 and introduces the new Steady Hands perk for a massive handling boost after a kill, plus Snapshot. That's a really cool perk, by the way. There are several other shotguns in the release with more sought after PvE and PvE. Pretty dope. Pretty cool. Origin trait. This is probably, out of this entire TWAB, I think I'm most excited for this. We've been talking about the difficulty of making different weapons of the same archetype feel unique for years at this point, and in the Witch Queen, we're about to do something about it. Every weapon that's new or returning in the Witch Queen will have an origin trait determined by its source in a third trait column, third perk slot, including all new legendary weapons and all returning Trials, Iron Banner, and Nightfall weapons. Origin trait will only appear on the new drops of a weapon, and they won't be retroactively added to old drops. These traits vary in effect, but the guideline is that they either have high uptime or medium power effects, or low uptime and high power. So essentially, you're going to be getting a third perk on your gun. They don't show it here, but like a third perk on your gun. Oh, actually, they do show it here. You can see it right there. You can see it behind it. They covered it, but yeah. You get a third perk on your gun. Yeah, they cover it here too. I didn't even notice that. That is like Foundry or activity specific, and that is, it appears to be the reason that they got rid of making Masterwork. So I guess like making orbs on Masterwork takes up like a techie perk slot like behind the scenes, and they weren't able to add anything else to the weapon. So by getting rid of the ability to spawn orbs, they're able to add these mementos. And so, or these, these origin traits. And so while I am a little bit disappointed that perks, orbs are going to your helmet slot and there'll be mods, because that'll really congest armor mods, this will make for a lot more weapon diversity, and I think that is absolutely a fantastic play. Because, orbs generally all played the same. You're either getting charged with light to do high energy fire, or lucent blade, or argent ordnance, or protective light, like usually one of those four. This will play a lot differently now, which is cool. I still don't like the orb thing on the helmet. I hope they do something else with that, like put it somewhere else. But origin traits are going to be unbelievable. They're going to be very cool, and I'm very excited for that. There are 14 origin traits in total shipping with Witch Queen and in Season 16, and we expect to ship around 3 new ones each season after Season 16. So for example, Season 17 will have one for the season, one for the raid and dungeon, and one... I'm sorry, my cat's freaking out downstairs, sorry. And one for the seasonal event. So Season 17, it'll be... I'm trying to think. February to March, so it'll probably be Guardian Games again, actually. So it looks like Guardian Games will probably have its own seasonal origin trait. When we refresh all the weapons from a given source, for example, an existing raid or old pool of seasonal weapons, we may create a new origin trait at the same time. And so here's some examples. So anything that you get from Trials, starting in Witch Queen, will have Alacrity. Give me 1 second.
Alacrity.
Oh, I did the...
Alacrity.
Alacrity. It'll have Alacrity, which makes you gain increased reload, stability, aim assist, and range when you are the last living member of your fire team or running solo. That's pretty fucking good. Plus 20 reload, plus 20 stability, plus 10 aim assist, plus 10 range. That's actually fucking awesome. Solo includes Lost Sectors and Rumble, for example. Pretty dope. Is this a soft sunset or a power creep? My God Roll Pally will now have the ability to roll with intrinsic perks, so I gotta get a new one, which I'm down for. Yes, this is exactly how sunsetting should be done, in my opinion. You should take the really annoying weapons, your mountaintops, your recluses, fucking yeet them. I don't care. It's not actually sunset those. Get them out of here. But then everything else that's like pretty good, you have to come up with a way for people to grind out new things, and this is a great way to do it. Just adding like new stuff to it. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Nightfall Strikes, you get Stunning Recovery. Stunning a champion partially refills your magazine, triggers health regeneration, and improves recovery for a short duration. That's fucking crazy. This is gonna be very good in like master raids. Very good in master raids. And like solo lost sectors, it's gonna be fucking insane. And there's a sniper with it, by the way. Oh wait, is there? I don't think there's sniper anything this season. There is auto. I think auto overload's coming back this season. I forget. Crucible, you have the one quiet moment trait. Grants increased reload weapons when out of, or speed when out of combat. So you get plus 40 to your reload stat when you haven't dealt or received damage in 4 seconds. I missed all my shots, so I'm never in combat. So that's great. This is crazy, dude. Any weapons you get from the strike playlist will have Vanguard's Vindication. Final blows with this weapon grant a small amount of health. Small is 7, which, you know, per kill, that can be quite a bit depending on the weapon. And anytime it makes sense, a weapon will have multiple traits selectable. For example, a Nightfall weapon, you will be able to pick either the Nightfall or the Vanguard trait. Trials of Osiris weapons will be able to get the Trials and Crucible trait. And Pursue weapons can pick between Gambit, Vanguard, and Crucible traits. This is huge. This is unbelievable. This is very cool. This is definitely like if you have a 140 hand cannon from Nightfalls, you know, we do now. We have, you know, people are always arguing Palindrome or Fatebringer, blah, blah, blah. They're pretty much the same. Palindrome has like better base stats, but you know, people argue about them a lot. This is what's going to set them apart because the fucking, now the new raid, like in this scenario, the Vault of Glass one has like a unique trait and the Nightfall one has a unique trait. And it's like, which one is better for Crucible? And that's how you decide which one's better. This is fantastic. This is probably like, this seems like a really small change on the surface, but this will be one of the most important changes in terms of quality and diversity of loot I think we have seen since random rolls. Like, since they took static rolls and made them random rolls, this is like the next iteration of that. It's like a static trait on random rolled weapons that really sets them apart. And that is, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Now, I do have a question. If you can, so let's say like the raid has a trait, and I craft a raid weapon, do I get the raid origin trait on my crafted weapon or only on the dropped guns? Who knows? I don't know. I mean, it's a great chance it's not going to change the game. It'll just make it more reliable to grind. I kind of disagree. I think it will. I think it'll change the game in the sense that it'll give everything more purpose. You know, right now you have a 140. I have a Palindrome. I do not need to farm for any more 140 hand cannons at all. You know, if I have a rapid fusion like Cartesian coordinate, I have it. I don't need to farm for any more. This gives you a reason to. It sets not only perk pools apart, but it sets weapons with similar perk pools in the same archetype completely apart as well. I think this is a fantastic change that gives a lot more meaning to a lot more loot, and so you'll start seeing a wider breadth of weapons that you should have for different aspects of the game, versus like, oh, you have Recluse, you can literally use that in Gambit, Raids, Nightfall, like whatever the fuck, right? Like now you have guns that you probably should get for all different activities. That's beautiful. This gives gear a lot of identity and makes almost identical guns from different sources actually separable. Yeah, exactly. That's a much more eloquent way of saying what I was just saying. Yes. The possibilities of build crafting just keep reaching infinity. Yes. Won't you be crafting a gun that dropped for the raid weapon? So, that dropped so the raid weapon would already have... Won't you be crafting on the gun that dropped? No, my understanding is you make a new gun. So there you go. This is fantastic. Also, there are weapon foundry ones, and like the Valakadian's coming back. I don't know what gun this is. Is this the Balagant or something? I forget what this one, the shotgun was called. You have the Amalon Pulse, the man, these are all like beta weapons. I forget exactly what they were called. So all of these guns are coming back with their own foundry perks. So Suros, any gun that's Suros will have Suros Synergy. Reloading grants this weapon a bonus handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short time. That's pretty cool. Plus 20 handling, plus or 20% flinch resistance, and 6 seconds after reloading. And 17 has Throne World. Can we get a Throne Vault? That would be awesome. Also, seasonal content guns have unique perks, gives more incentive of grinding content. Yep. Yeah, but no matter what, there will always be a better 140. You can collect them all, but only one's going to be the best for your playstyle for that activity, though. So there might be one best 140 for Crucible, but now, like, if you have a 140, it's generally the best for Crucible and PvE and Gambit and everything. But now with these changes, you have specific origin traits that work best in Crucible or in Nightfalls or whatever. And so now you'll have to have multiple 140s, if they're good enough, and you'll have ones for specifically Crucible and for one for PvE, where generally that's not necessarily always been the case, right? Like the Trials perk, honestly, all I need. Yeah, but if you're doing like a raid, then that perk isn't going to be applicable. So there you go. Did they show anything about the raid? No. Wait, so if I get a hand cannon from Strikes, but since the world drop, can I get the same gun from Crucible Origin? No. Those guns won't have those traits on them. They'll have they're saying that in a second. All of the world drop weapons are replaced with these Foundry weapons. So if you get like a world drop in Crucible, my understanding is it won't have Crucible Origin. It'll have like Suros Origin on it, or whatever type of gun it is. Hawkeye makes it so that weapons deal increased damage against vehicles, turrets, barricades, and stasis crystals. Along weapons have increased reload speed and stability for the top half of the magazine. That's pretty cool. And then Viced makes it so you have a chance on damage to partially refill this weapon's damage. Now, there is a Viced sniper right now. Where is it? Do I have a Viced sniper? I don't know if I kept it. The Widow's Bite, I think it's called, that can get, or has in the past gotten, some pretty nutty perks on it. And if you can get like a triple tap and like a under pressure, and it can have this Vice Stinger trait on it, best DPS in the fucking world, dog. Crazy. So does this mean I'm gonna have to grind for some of the weapons I already have to get these new origin traits? Yes, but it seems like most of them will actually be applied to weapons that don't exist or are being added back in the game. I think the only case where you will have to regrind for them are Nightfall weapons and Trials weapons. It seems like, oh, and maybe Iron Banner weapons if those have a trait. Yeah. So pretty cool. There's also these, so these are the ones, whoever was asking about that, like if you get this Strike shotgun to drop, it will have the Strike perk and the Suros perk on it, and you have to choose between them. Very cool, man. They did such a great job here. These are your 3 new weapons. It will have a chance of being a Foundry trait or an activity. No, it should drop with both, right? Yeah, Foundry weapons that drop from a source aside from the loot pool, the world pool, can switch between the Foundry trait and that source's trait. This does not imply that Foundry weapons will be common outside the world. Here you go. An example would be the Gambit Hawkeye, the Herald C. You can get all of these perks. Invader Tracker, which is the Gambit Origin trait, which we didn't hear about, but it sounds like it might let you... so you get like the Gambit auto to drop. This is like the Trinity Star, or the... what's the scout rifle called right now from Gambit? I know I have one. It's the scout that everyone like drools over right now. Someone help. I need help. I need help. I need help. Servant Leader. Yes, it's like the Servant Leader, like that. Like it drops post game, and it will, if that drops post game, it will have both the Invader Tracker, which is the Gambit one, as well as the Hawkeye one, and you get to choose between it. Pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. I'm pretty excited for that. And they're going to be adding more stuff over the duration of Witchcraft. There's some global changes. Kill trackers were once a reason to masterwork a weapon, but we see no reason to gate these, so they'll be present on weapons that are default. That means masterworking weapons are pretty useless now. So that's that. You just get +10 for a primary stat, +3 for adepts, but whatever. Weapon mods for legendary weapons are now free and instant to insert, so you can use dim to switch those. They're making special ammo changes in Crucible. Players now only drop 1 special ammo on death, and so if you have like, right now in Crucible, if you have like 16 ammo, so like shotgun shots, and you die, the enemy team gets like fucking 9 or whatever. Now they only get 1, unless they have scavs, which they can get 2 or 3. Or just 2, I think, because scavs don't stack, I think. So there you go. So I can choose which trait I want depending on the activity. If so, that's pretty nice. Exactly. Literally exactly. Trinary system. Oh, I said Trinity Star, not Trinity System. Yes, it's just, that's what that means. Trinary System is a system with 3 stars. So that was my bad. The game auto has focus fire as a perk. Yep, it does. That it does. So that's pretty cool. So less special ammo in Crucible. Some changes to fusions. These changes, we can read these changes, but it's always like you can't really tell the impact that this is going to have on the game and on the sandbox until you get it in your hands. Like, to me, when I read like, oh, high impact fusion rifles now do 62 per bolt or 64 per bolt instead of 62, that doesn't get me excited and that doesn't make me mad or whatever. I'm just like, well, that's a number, you know, like until I see it in game, I can't really visualize that. They also get a 5% increase to their PvE damage bonus. Breach grenade launchers, your blinding and concussion grenade damage is reduced by 25%. That doesn't really matter because most of blinding grenade launchers were just the blind enemies anyways, and they weren't used as damages. So, meh. Rocket launchers, this is a good change. So right now, if you guys don't know, all rocket launcher frames are like literally exactly the same, except for like velocity, or the precision one has auto tracking, but they all have the same DPS. They all have the same rate of fire. They all do the same damage. So they're changing it. Precision now, this will be like your royal entries. Now it does 5% less damage. Your high impacts is like your tomorrow's question or tomorrow's answer. Do the same amount, and then your adaptive and your aggressive, this is going to be like your Hesitant Vengeance or your Hothead. Those do 5% more damage now. So send them a little bit apart. That means there's like 40% or 40 extra damage. It won't be 40. It'll probably be like a couple thousand. I think rockets typically do like in the, I'm so bad with damage numbers. I think they usually do like 40 to 60,000. So it's an all right change. It'll be a couple thousand extra. James, we'll get to that in 1 second. We took a big swing at sniper aim assist, essentially, the aim assist shit. I don't know. And legendary pulse rifles get an extra 10% damage versus miners. Exotic weapons. This is what James is asking about. Exotic primary weapons and trace rifles. I assume this means exotic trace rifles as well. The English here is pretty broken, but the way I read this is that it's exotic primary weapons and exotic trace rifles aren't sufficiently stronger than legendaries for them to be worth bringing into PvE content. And that's why I think it's legendary trace rifles, because it compares it to legendaries, particularly against miners. So, all exotic primary weapons and trace rifles get 40% more damage, except for Mythoclast. That has already been buffed. That's fucking crazy, dog. So, to answer James' question, which exotic primaries do you think will shine the most when they're buffed? Trinity Ghoul, I think, is an easy first choice. I think it will be deadly on day 1 in the raid. Huckleberry, I think, will be really good. Anything that shoots really fast and just puts out like an insane amount of DPS. Your Teraba's gonna be nuts. Also anything where you do damage against like, so like maybe even like Hawkmoon, like you kill a bunch of smaller enemies, red bar enemies, and you do something massive against like a yellow bar, stuff like that. Mythoclast is not getting this buff. They clarified that on Twitter. The buff earlier to Mythoclast was like this buff. It was like a trial run for this. I think Bad Juju, contrary to Hoon's belief, I think Bad Juju will benefit a lot from this. Especially because it has that super bonus. Oh, Fighting Lion. That's interesting. Aegers is a trace rifle. Aegers will be getting this buff. I didn't even think about that. That's a really very interesting. Monte Carlo, nah. Tikus is another really good one as well. Tikus already pretty much one-shots everything though. That's the one reason, like, Trinity, I think, will be really good, but the thing is like Trinity, it's like slow firing. It already really one-shots things. It might be like better in the day 1 raid, but I think the things that are going to benefit most from this are very fast weapons that do less damage per shot. So like low impact weapons are gonna receive more from this. So your guns like Teraba, Bad Juju, that can't kill enemies in 1 or 2 bullets, especially in like contests, are going to be able to do that now, or in fewer bullets, allowing you to ramp up their exotic perks to more quickly take on things like majors. Or Huckleberry. Huckleberry is another great example. Like Huckleberry is already fantastic, but it takes it a couple, you know, shots to get going, or kills to get going. This will just help you get going. So anything, yeah, like SMGs, I think are going to by far benefit the most from this, then like autos, then pulses, like that sort of stuff, right? So that's Risk Runner's another really great one. Yeah, Risk Runner, I think will get. I'm pretty much thinking like anything with like a Rampage perk, I think is going to get the most benefit out of this. So once again, like your Huckleberries, your Bad Jujus, your Terabas, anything where you get X amount of kills or damage, and then you do like insane, even more damage. I think those are all going to benefit most from this. Just statistically, that makes sense to me in my head. Outbreak Perfected, to a degree. Yes, Chaperone is a terror in PvP, so its passive range buff is getting 75% nerf, by the way, from 2 meters to 0.5. So I think this passive range buff is referring to Roadburn or Roadborn. But I'm not really sure if it inherently gets a 2 meter buff, and that's been it's hard to. I don't know if this is like a consistency thing always, or Roadborn. I don't know what reduced passive range buff means, you know. I don't know what that's referring to. I know you'll hate this, but Skyburner's supposed to Path of the Burning Steps. If I was gonna use Path of the Burning Steps, it would be with Vax, not Skyburners. Oh, the Slug ADS buff? That's actually, yeah, you're actually right, because it's a precision frame, right? Yeah, I bet it means this. I think you're right. I think you're right. Good shout. It's only versus minors, guys. Yeah, that's why I think weapons that, you know, get that Rampage buff are going to benefit the most, because then you can more quickly kill, you know, red bars and have your increased damage ready to go from your Rampage or your whatever the hell the Terrible perk is called against that major. That's why I think that. Yeah, duality is in a similar place to Chaperone, though it's not quite as rangy. So you get reduced range in slug mode when aiming down the sight, you know, a little bit. So there you go. I feel like the grind's going to be ridiculous for a perfect rule with the new weapon crafting system. I think that's kind of the point, though. So, what do you think the interaction will be with Lucky Pants? Possibly. Maybe. Hand cannons are never really in PvE, though. With the exception of, like, Midnight Q. There's not really a lot of great hand cannons in PvE or one. I guess it's less of, like, not that hand cannons are bad. It's just that, like, there are so many broken things, you know? Crimson PvE heal feed, though. Yeah, I mean, there you go. Path with Sunshot. Oh, yes, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. Do the same thing about origin perks on exotics. That's an excellent question. Does the raid exotic get the raid origin perk? You know, that's a really good question. Does Last Word get the Suros origin perk? Yeah, that's a fantastic question. I don't know. Teraba is extremely strong as is, but it demands complete commitment with no weapon switching. So they're switching that now. Now reduces perk progress by half instead of clearing it. So if so let's say I have like 6 kills worth of credit. I know it's bullet based, but just go with me on Teraba. Right now, if I switch it and pull it back out, it's gone. It's a 0. But now with this update, it goes from 6 to 3. It just halves it. Also, increased Ravenous Beast duration increases for damaging a player. It's better in PvP when you get that perk rolling. Pretty cool. I think Teraba Path of the Burning Steps. Fucking calling it right now, dog. 1 second. Do I have a good pair? Not bad. Yeah, dog. I'm telling you right now, Teraba with Path of Burning Steps is about to be wild. Wild. Ruinous Effigy, increase the damage dealt by guarding with the Transmutation Sphere by 66%. And then Transmutation Sphere multi-kills will now count for Orb Generation armor mods. So there you go. It's gonna be overkill? Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Who knows, dude? I'm very excited to see how all the perks stack, you know? Be pretty cool. Luminous stats just don't compare with other 140s, so they're increasing the range stat by quite a bit, almost 25% from 44 to 59. Once again, these numbers don't really mean anything to me, but when you put it in percentages, like, oh, it's gonna have 25% more range, it makes a little bit more sense to my head. And then about I don't even know what the fuck that is, a 12% increase in base stability. Thorn will not be getting the same increase. Aegers, fix being able to activate or continue using empowered mode while suppressed or in stasis encased. Very interesting. Rebuilt the perk usage. Used to modify supercharge rate. Now it freezes super, recharge, and deducts super directly. This means that there are like perks that give you more super, like Font of Wisdom. One of those gives you more super, I think, as you get kills. It looks like that won't work anymore. Very unfortunate, because Aegir Scepter builds were really fun. And your super should now drain more slowly while empowered. DMT is getting nerfed. Your rate of fire while hip firing goes from 150 to 130. There you go. There you go. Text origin perk is Yee fucking haw. You get 50% more damage if you yell yee haw on each shot. Oh, if you yell yee haw on each shot. That'd actually be pretty funny. Graviton Lance and Void 3.0. That, I mean, man, we have so many changes. Sitting down and really just powwowing all of this out before raid day is going to be nuts. We have so much changing. Not enough on DMT. I agree. I think they needed to cut back on some of the aim assist on controller, but we'll see. Lunch Driver and Arbalest just got increased flinch. Man, I really wish these things got less aim assist. I wish they would have gutted that, but they are gutting the amount of special ammo you have, so maybe those won't be so bad. Increased ammo pickup from Special Brick from 2 to 3 on Forerunners and Economy. Notice they didn't say anything about Monarch. Kind of scared. I wish they would have. Maybe these are not the full patch notes, but I hope they do something about Monarch. Yo, Yug, I'm doing really well. How are you doing? They're fixing some things kind of weird. This kind of looks like the Jack Queen King and the spare rations are coming back because they're fixing things about them. So there you go. Monarch is fine. No, it's not. No, there is no primary weapon in the game that should be able to one-shot you in specific scenarios. You should not be able to one-tap with Monarch at all. I refuse to move from this. And if you're standing in an Empowering Rift or in a well, or you have like fucking any buff ever, you can one-tap with Monarch, and that is unacceptable. Just flat out. If you can one hit with it, then it needs to be a special weapon. Or make it so it can't one hit. Straight up. It is Monarch can, anytime you're in an Empowering Rift, anytime you have any sort of, there's like a stasis damage buff, any of it, you can one hit with it. You're a Titan, you never get to do that. There's actually, so if you're on Titan on Arc, I forget if it's top or bottom tree, but if you slide over ammo, it gives you a temporary damage boost and you can one shot with that. I forget what the perk's called though. Nah, dog. Pretty sure you can one shot with as little as a Lumina buff. Dude, Monarch, it's super bad. I don't know how much you play Trials, JBS, but it's like super annoying specifically there. Because it takes you out of the game. Inertia Override, that's right, yes. Yes. Oh, it's Middle Tree, there you go. It's really annoying. It's just because they can spam you with it and it takes you, it's the same reason Thorn was annoying in Destiny 1. Because it takes you out of the fight forever. Because of that, the dust that's hurting you consistently. It's not like you're not just taking damage and waiting for your recovery. You're taking damage and you have to move away and get your recovery and wait for the toxic cloud to disappear just so you can get domed again. It's just it is so oppressive as like a battle deterrent. Like if someone's peeking a corner with infinite ammo on that weapon, they just have the upper hand always. That's just how it works. It's disorienting. It takes you out of the fight for a long time. It's just it can one shot in a lot of scenarios. It's just a little bit too much. I'm not asking for you to nerf it in the ground. Just turn it down a little bit, you know? Yeah, I think a take damage nerf, just like they did Thorn in Destiny 1, would be a great start, and make it so it can never one-shot you. And there you go. That's what they need to do. They're also fixing iClose SMG, so that's kind of cool. Nice. Perks. There's a lot here. Once again, I'm not really going to go through a lot of these because it's hard to conceptualize them when they're just numbers like that. Like I said, in my opinion. Okay. Let's talk about Eager Edge. Is Monarch getting counted? We don't know yet. You like my vids? Thank you. Love your face. What are they doing? iClose? They're just fixing some of its base stats. Nothing crazy. Just base stats. It's like the thing where they're just fixing a lot of base stats. That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. Eager Edge. Let's talk about Eager Edge. It's a lot of fun to use, but it can be used while to do some mind-blowing, environment-breaking things if used in particular ways while airborne. Yes. While the tuning below isn't meant to remove the fun factor, we have a fresh raid and other fun content coming with the Witch Queen and want to ensure we retain challenge beyond our upcoming rewards. Breaking out of maps can be fun indeed, but it can easily remove the prestige and value of a given item or experience. So they reduce the launch distance while airborne by 25%, and it now caps maximum player airborne velocity while active. So I have a couple questions here. I have a couple questions here. So this is obviously in response to something very specific coming in Witch Queen. We kind of got into a little discussion about this in my client Discord server. I think one of the reasons this can be so controversial and so whatever is think about, like, there are some jump puzzles where this doesn't matter, but think about like a King's Fall jump puzzle where you start on one end and where you are going is directly in front of you, far away but lower. Or like one side, the top end of Morgath's Bridge to the bottom. I know you go the other way, but let's just think about if you started on top of Morgath's Bridge and you went down to Shirochi. You could take out literally all of it by eager edging across. I would be willing to bet you could make that entire King's Fall jump on an eager edge, especially on Warlock, with well skating. Easily. So, they worked on these encounters. They developed the entire thing. So maybe there's something like that coming, and they want to make sure you can't get all the way across. They're not nerfing it. They're doing this very deliberately. They could have just gutted it. They could have said, it does not work while airborning. Shatter skate, well skate, it's fucking out of here. They could have done that. I'm sure it would have been easier for them to do. But they very specifically nerfed it a very specific amount. And it seems like there's a lot of intention behind the exact numbers they use, which makes me think they still want it to be fun and cool for speedruns. They just don't want it to break something that is coming, that specifically that they have in mind that we have no context for. So I think this is an all right change. I want to see it in game. If it was up to me, of course, I would keep it in the game because I love it. I love it. I love it. I love shatter skating. I've been pretty much maining a hunter in PvE this season, specifically because of Eager Edge. But if they do truly have something specific in mind and they're like, hey, we want to keep this in the game, but it can't be as powerful as it is, this is a fine change, in my opinion. And I will reserve all judgment until I see what the actual content is. Now, what's really interesting now, caps maximum player airborne velocity while active. You know how I was saying that you can, in my video, in my tutorial for Eager Edge skating, I said that you should always put your sword away as soon as possible. I wonder if that gets around this. Because a lot of this is really dictated. If you take out Eager Edge and you swing in game, you go a little bit and then you stop. unless you put your sword away. And I'm wondering if just switching away from your sword completely negates this change. I don't know. So I think this is a really cool compromise. As of right now, that's what I think. You know, they don't want to just fuck over speedrunners again and make us not have, or make anyone not have fun with this. They're keeping it in the game to an extent that seems like it won't break something. So let's see. Gotta be honest, seeing Eager Edge get so nerfed is honestly a good thing. Next thing you know, it breaks the game and makes raids, for example, maybe not as fun. I think I don't know. I love Eager Edging around. It definitely improves my experience. But I also, like, there are definitely things. I can see scenarios like, for instance, if you think of like Crown of Sorrow, like the second encounter, I can definitely see how if that was like in reverse, once again, any encounter where you're kind of going down, I could totally see how it would trivialize the whole thing. Because in that one, you just had to make it to the end. You didn't actually have to, if I remember correctly, you didn't have to spawn the platforms. You just had to jump all the way to the end. And there were some people that were able to do that. Or something like a Rainbow Road encounter from Prophecy. You can literally shatter skate through the whole thing. Stuff like that. Or the Sparrow encounter in Grasp of Avarice. It literally trivializes it. It would probably trivialize the Sparrow encounter of Scourge of the past as well. So I get it. I really do. We're just gonna have to see. Man. But you know, it's interesting. They're also completely getting rid of Bottomless Grief, which, like this. Okay, so Bottomless Grief is good on one gun, is the Izume. Bottomless Grief is actually better than Triple Tap on, in my opinion, because you get consistently 7 instead of only 7 when you hit critical shots. So I actually like Bottomless Grief, but Celerity's going away, Underdog's going away, Shield Disorient's going away, and Air Assault's going away? I don't even know what the fuck that is. But Shield Disorient, Underdog, and Celerity are all going away, which is awesome. Get rid of the bad perks. Destiny 2... Oh, shit. I have to look up what the fuck Air Assault is, because I have no idea. Gain increased handling while airborne? What was this on? Spiteful Fang, Austringer, bad news. Rat level? Like, how do I not remember this perk? That's crazy. I don't remember this perk at all. That's insane. Whatever. And then, the near future in Season 17, we will have a set of PvP-focused weapon changes, including new ways for players to build for flinch resistance. That's pretty cool. Balance tuning for primary weapons. Special weapon tuning, pretty cool. Snapshot feeling mandatory in PvP, that's really interesting. Another PvP special ammo economy change if needed. Adjusting zoom outliers, and many exotics along with legendary. So it looks like Season 17 is really kind of doubling down on PvP things, which is really cool because that's when we get the Iron Banner rework too. So I'm very interested to see that. Air Assault was so good. I don't think I ever used it. I really don't remember it. That's crazy. The last thing that's really cool is you will be able to preload the Witch Queen the night before it comes out at midnight East EST, 9 p.m. PST. I probably won't stay up and download it. I think I'll be fine because I have pretty fast internet, but we'll see. But yeah, you get 12 hours of preload, which is really, really, really cool. So that's for those of you with bad internet. That's a huge pogs. So there we go. But that's pretty much all of the big changes here. Let me make sure. Yeah. All right. So that's pretty good. Very, very good changes all around, in my opinion. Very excited about, especially like I said, like origin perks. I think are awesome. Like I that might be the crux of all the changes and stuff coming with Witch Queen for me. So gonna download it while listening to the OST, find the raid boss theme. Yeah, dude, I got to yeah, The one thing I hope for weapon crafting is some endgame crafting, like only being able to craft adept trials weapons from materials from flawless chests and only be able. I hope personally that adept weapons are not farmable. Or sorry, fuck me. So holy. Let me rephrase that because I said that entirely wrong. I hope that adept raid weapons and any adept weapon, Nightfall, raid, trials, I hope they have to be farmable. I hope you cannot craft adept weapons. Like I said, just to reiterate, I think how it should go is like pursuit weapons should be 7 out of 10, craft weapons should be like 8 to 9 out of 10, and then like 10 out of 10, the best of the best weapons, I think you should have to farm for. Personally. Call me an elitist or whatever, but I think this is a looter shooter, and a lot more of this genre is about playing the activities and looking for like specific roles other than just crafting them, if that makes sense. I love the crafting system. I think it should be a nice balance of both. But I do think that farming still needs to be a thing. OST spoiled the biggest surprise in Shadowkeep last time? It did? Oh, did it spoil the pyramid ship? I'm slightly torn with the origin perks. They're really cool, make foundries much more meaningful. However, I'm not the biggest fan of possibly grinding certain weapons again. Yeah, it's kind of a give and take, but that's how they do soft resets. So instead of like actually sunsetting, so it makes sense. They also originally didn't say that these weapons, these engrams weren't going away, and then this week they said that they are. So I have to now turn in 120 Saint 14 engrams. So nice, nice, bro. I'll probably just do a couple. I don't know. I think the masterwork change is good. I'm gonna miss having gold border on your weapons. You can still masterwork your weapons. You can still do that. I'm still gonna do that. Don't turn them all. Yeah, I'll keep 30, Hoon. Even if you no. It they just say they're gonna disappear from Saints. I don't think they'll take them away from your inventory. Or if they are, they didn't say that. The Krakens got their first ever shutout the other day. Oh, I didn't realize that. It's so late in the season. We're like halfway through the season, right? It took them, I guess, yeah, okay, maybe. For those waiting for the existence of a Destiny show, in the meantime, the Owl House is so good, I'm thinking you'll like it. All right. Ooh, I already have that role. This is the worst part about me doing like shit like this on stream is like I know I already have like good roles like this, and people are always like, you just dismantled a god role. It's like, calm down, boys. Do you think we're only getting 12 mentioned new weapons in the whirlpool or some reissue? I kind of get the vibe that it's only the foundry ones, because they said that I think there's 21 weapons or something, like 17 or 21 or something. The way it was worded in TWAB is that they're completely ditching those, and that where it's only going to be like the Amalon one, and the Vice and the Hake weapons for now. And then it sounds like they'll add more every season. It's kind of cool. Weren't the adept mods the reason to grind adept weapons for PvE? No. I mean, there were great adept weapons. Hothead's fantastic PvE only weapon. Hung Jury's not bad. You have Palindrome is a PvE adept weapon that you should definitely grind. Praetus Revenge is like the highest DPS sniper in the game if you get the right role adept. Or sniper in the game, excuse me, if you get the right role adept. Peasant's Vengeance is one of the, if not the best rocket launcher. I haven't really garbage. You have too many Charles engrams. Yes. So
this war is a complicated algorithm, to be certain.
I haven't talked about a TWAB so much in my life. Yeah, So many considerations and anticipation with this one. This one, it's weird because it was very focused. I don't know. Why did they talk about the masterwork changes 2-3 weeks ago? Why not save them for this TWAB? It confuses me so much, man. It confuses me so much. Hope they don't mess up with the orb mods. I think that is going to be very painful regardless. I mean, it's the helmets are already so full. I think that is going to be a very tough pill to swallow, and there's nothing you can do about that for now. It's gonna stop having to regain the Guardian Crypt and Last Wish weapons again. They didn't mention making those changes now, so I don't think we'll have to yet. And it is what it is. It's another reason to farm raids, man. I look, some people don't like that. Any incentive Bungie can use or make to make me go into a raid after I've already done it 100 times or whatever is like awesome. Yeah, I want new reasons to be excited about old content again, you know? There's so much there that like a lot of players haven't done or I haven't appreciated in a long time because I just kind of like when I do old raids, I just kind of mindlessly do it. And so I always really appreciate, like, for instance, in Season of Arrivals, when they brought back a lot of the armor and the weapons and stuff, and you could farm them again, high stat armor and lots of exotics. That made me really appreciate. That made me really appreciate those raids again, which is awesome. I think I did more Leviathans. Or I at least spent more time in Leviathans in Season of Arrival than the entire year previously. So, aren't they rotating the Pinnacle raid weekly soon? They have teased that, but we have not had any official confirmation. Has there always been a tick on the powerful engram? A tick? I don't know. I'll go when I go back, I'll check. I have no idea what you're talking about. One gripe is too many mods on helmets put on class item. I don't put on class item, dude. Class items where all the good seasonal mods go. I don't know where the fuck they're gonna put it. I maintain that if you have a full set of masterworked armor, your weapon should just make orbs. That's what they should do. Yeah. Is Origin Train a guaranteed drop, or do you think of a chance? I read it as a guaranteed drop. Yo, Clawzig, what's up, bro? What am I doing here? Hold my instance? What? You're in Vogue. Hoon, why is Nerf doing this? I know they said they wouldn't have those direct, like, particle deconstruction, but I would be shocked if they don't have, like, similar ones that you have to work for. So, like, Oppressive Darkness. He's doing Dropbox. Oh, and he wants me to hold the instance for it. I see. So he spawned a Sparrow and then he left. I understand. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. I would be shocked if things like Oppressive Darkness and stuff that makes you work for it don't exist, but like just freebies like particle deconstruction, breach and clear, like I highly doubt. Yeah, I completely agree. I highly doubt those will ever come back. Do you do trials? Yes. No, well, okay, wait. I do trials. I play trials with friends. I do not do trials carries, if that's what you're asking. No. But I do play a lot of trials, and I do play a lot of trials even on stream. I'm a big fan of trials. It's pretty fun. Especially at the beginning of the season, first weekend of trials, we always try to get the trials guild done in 24 hours. So I will absolutely be doing that again as we do every season. So there you go, man. I'm pretty excited about that. So chat, I mean, do you agree? So with the Mementos, they posed them as endgame things, and I hope they're just endgame things. But like, surely I can't be the only player that's like that's gonna be an Eververse. Like, there's no way that is so marketable. I don't want it to be an Eververse, but I don't. What are you talking about? Oh, this? That's because I picked it up. If that's what I haven't picked this up. So the tick mark is because I picked it up, if that's what you're asking. You wouldn't hold gunsmith bounties? No, you absolutely should. They said they're getting rid of a couple gunsmith bounties. They might be getting rid of a couple gunsmith bounties. I have 7 of like, I think there's like 15 dailies or something. So I might be affected by it. If I am, it'll be a couple bounties at most. So no, having 4 bounties done towards your powerful is better than 0. Always. So yes, you should still hold gunsmith bounties. You should still hold gambit bounties.
Your return honors me, Guardian.
I think they might keep their word, but well, keep in mind, they didn't say it wasn't going to be an Eververse. They did not say that. They just said you'll be able to earn them through endgame. But that doesn't mean that there won't be other ones that you can buy. Oh, that was a really good one. We don't talk about that. I think I've got a god roll anyways. I hope somewhere. X. Do you think they'll get legendary graves too, or just the exotic ones? I think the first one we make is a legendary glaive. I think the very first one that there are legendary ones. I'm pretty. Yeah, sounds like marketing, but we'll see. Did you say something? Oh yeah. Oh, I thought I was hearing voices for a second. Holy. Didn't they say there would be purchasable consumables for crafting that applies to cosmetic? I did not see that. I missed that if they said that. Or mods on ghost would be pog. Yes, or that. You can masterwork your ghost, dog. Make it if your ghost is masterwork, you make orbs of light. Like, come on. So it's pointless to continue farming for weapons right now? I wouldn't necessarily say that. There are a lot of weapons now that are still really good that won't be, like, for instance, all of the Vogue weapons, as far as we know, won't be reissued. There won't be, as far as we know, any Vogue origin traits. So I would get those. Stuff like that. Lurking trying to support, so hyped for Witch Queen? Hell yeah, Bit. Dude, I'm so excited as well, man. Took off the week for work for launch of Witch Queen. Getting excited? Yes. Yeah, I got approved for 22nd through the 24th. So we're gonna have some streams or 172-hour stream. Not a chance, by the way. That was a joke. Not happening. Nope. Nah, dude, I couldn't do that if I wanted. I get grouchy if I don't get my sleep. I need my 4 hours, you know. But we're gonna be going hard. Don't you worry. I'm so excited. We're so close. Unless. Nope. Nah, dude, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm just gonna be hitting it. The 40% buff to exotic primaries is nuts. Hoping Trinity doesn't destroy the raid on day 1. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking it will, though, Flarps. Is having a non-time loss sniper with a 5 out of 5 god roll good enough to keep, or do I need to grind? So, Austin, I'm really bad about that. In all reality, having a time loss weapon is very minimal. It's like you have like a 98% and getting a time loss version would be like 100%. It's like it's not even important. I am the type of person, I have done this before. I'll get a god roll in a regular weapon and I'll dismantle it because it's like I don't want to compare it to OCD because I'm not OCD, but I get like, I'm really anal about that stuff. Like if I get like a pretty good weapon, but it's not like the fucking best it can be, a lot of times I'm like, fuck it, dismantle. I don't know what that's called. I don't know, like it's obviously a problem. Maybe it's just me being an idiot, but for like, yes, that is good enough. I recognize that that's good enough. You're 10 out of 10 non-time loss weapon. It's perfect. Keep it. I'm fucking crazy about it though, like in a bad way. It is definitely a fault of mine. Sure, Grandpa Chemo wants to play, dude. I don't know, dude. Chemo on day 1 expansions goes hard. Chemo's like, I have to be the first 560 or 1560 person in the entire world. He grinds harder for that shit than like literally anything else. It's the craziest thing. Like you give chemo a light level to hit, my man will not sleep until he hits it. Got a school break that perfectly coincides with the week of Witch Queen, dude. Nice. There should be a hangar fast travel point. Yes. DLC is gonna be larger than Forsaken. It sounds like. I would definitely call him expectations on that. I think it'll be probably the size of Beyond Light, but it will be higher quality than Beyond Light. So I think it will be a very substantial DLC, but do not set expectations. I'm telling every person, it is never healthy to psych yourself out about something or hype yourself up to that extent. Like, do not expect something on the quality of Forsaken or better. If we get that, fucking fantastic. Do not expect it, okay? Beyond Light should be your baseline. I think that is Beyond Light, in my opinion, is like the average to slightly above average like Destiny DLC, right? Like if you take all the Destiny DLCs and I don't know how many there have been, 10. Beyond Light's like out of 7, you know? 10 being the best. And I think that should be your line. And you do not set yourself or your expectations above that line. You do not. Don't start college until March. I got time. Nice. I hate that mentality. I prefer enjoying what weapons I have over obsessing over perfection. To be fair, I agree. Like I said, it's definitely not like a good quality, I would say. But I play the game enough where I can definitely be picky about what weapons I have because I know eventually I will get that perfect weapon. And for pretty much everything I have, I do have that perfect weapon. So I think I'm allowed to be picky. Oh, no, I have plenty of rolls like that. It's fine. So, Outbreak will be nuts. People keep saying that. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, man, Astacross is hyping up in this video that this is going to be the biggest DLC, which isn't true. Oh, Astacross, darling, what are you doing? I love your face, but don't do that, dog. I think it's going to be... I do think it's going to be a great DLC. I think it'll be an exceptional DLC. But do not hype yourself up that much, boys. Do not. What dailies to save? I'm torn. Hey, I did a video on it. Fear the 40% buff's going to be overkill? Dude, maybe. But as long as we get to take advantage of the overkill. The only pulses that were ever worth using PvE were high impact 4 burst wins from Forsaken and Outbreak during Crown. Bruh, Radrix? I have so many kills, PvE kills on Radrix. Despacito on during Spire was fucking cracked, dog. Honestly, I might be taking Messenger into the raid day 1. PvE though? Yeah! Dude, Despacito is a flat, it is like super rampage. It is literally the best DPS increase you can get on a primary weapon. Or it was, I don't know the numbers compared to like, I'm sure Teraba's better. But Despacito is like flat out the best buff you can get on a weapon. Faster fire rate, no impact nerf. Didn't have Radrix, bro, lame. It was so good. With the 4 burst pulses, nerfs PvE damage? No, it doesn't. You're lying to me. Are you fucking serious right now? Dude, no, dog. I'm going into Trossland right now. You're fucking capping, bro. You're capping. No, it doesn't. I'm going to test this right now. And then I'm gonna look back. If it does change it, I'm gonna pull up footage from 4 fucking years ago. And I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check it, Hoon. And if it's been changing this entire time, I'm deleting my Destiny account. There's no way. There's literally no way. No, there's no way.
Hello, Guardian.
Dude, I'm gonna go see. All right, so I saved 30. We're good. All right, Trossland it is, boys. There's no way. Hoon is debating me right now. I do not appreciate it. Send raid report. Damn, you're kicking Chemo off the team, dog? What the? I don't know if Chemo's in here. He's been chilling in VC for a while, but he hasn't like sent me an Eclipse a message yet. It does change? Dude, I'm gonna be so angry. Don't you fucking dare. Since when? There's no way that's always been a thing. All right, 1960. It's like a fucking 25% nerf, dog. Are you serious? Are you serious? Have I never looked at numbers before? Are you serious? No! Dog, one second. I'm actually gonna pull up. I'm gonna see if I can find like a video from before Spire of Stars. Oh, this is from our day one. Fuck me. Did I use it here? I think I did. Yo, Commander, thank you so much for the sub. Dude, I look like such a... I'm so skinny back then. What the fuck? Definitely Whisper on top. What primary are you going to use with it? No, I'm using a Night Watch or some shit. I don't even know what... Oh, Man and Nan, actually. Oh, Despacito didn't exist right off the bat, did it? Or it did. It was later in the season, though. That's it. Positive outlook. I know I fucking did it, bro. Oh, Prestige? Sorry, I'm just looking through here. I know I had it, but I don't know when I had it, you know? Fuck me. Oh, okay, I'm using Radrix here. Fuck, I'm so skinny. No one fucking, and look at my short hair. Hell yeah. I used to be such a nerd. All right, so we're looking here. We're looking here. Also, awful quality. What the fuck is this? 720, bro. What the, Jim? All right, show me. Okay. So here I get Despacito. Oh, you can't even see me. Never mind. I'm literally covering me. Hello, me. Sorry. All right. Let's see. I want to hit a shot. Okay, so what am I even doing here? Dude, fuck. All my console gameplay looks like I'm such a gym. God, I hate watching controller gameplay. Maximum sensitivity, by the way. Bro, fucking use Despacito, dog. Okay, 876. I'm hitting 876 to the head. Reload. Come on, reload. Get Despacito, dog. No, it didn't. It didn't used to. Look. That's a new change. Do you see that, Hoon? Hoon, you see that? That literally 876 before and after Despacito. It literally didn't used to change. Boom. 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 Yeah, I bet you're right, Johannes. I bet it changed when they reissued it to not require outlaw. Yeah. I can't believe I never knew that. All right, well, Despacito's dumb. Never mind. The rate of fire goes up 66%, but the damage goes down like 25, so we get a net buff of about 23%. I don't think that math adds. Your net buff would be closer to like 47, right? Like, because then if your rate of fire goes up 66%, that means your DPS goes up 66%. And then you just take a quarter of that. But a quarter of 66, or I guess it would be a quarter of 1.66. You see what I'm saying? So it would actually be like, I think, this is a quick math, but I think I'm doing this right off the top of my head. If your rate of fire actually goes up 66%, I don't know if it does. Times 0.75. It would actually be more like a 25% increase. Damn, I can't believe I didn't know that. To be fair, I haven't really used Despacito since then, but I think I saw my OG one. How many kills do I have? I only have 8,000 kills on it, to be fair. I thought I had more, but I guess back on console, that's pretty good. Return. Test against boss like in a lost sector? Despacito 2? Alright, let me see if Chemo's ready. I'm in VC nerd? All right, so one thing that we were doing is I'm trying to get 4 class items, 4 avarice class items on each character. Sorry, not avarice, artifice armor class items, and I have 4 hunter ones. I have 4 hunter and I have 4 titan. I just need 3 more warlock ones, so that's what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be getting 3 more avarice artifice armor pieces, if that makes sense. So we're gonna be doing that. So there we go. So we're gonna be doing some farming, and then I'm pretty much done farming with the season. I think what we're gonna do, is now a series of streams where yo, thank you, Chappie. 1 second. Where we just revisit this year's content before it's sunset. So I think we're gonna do that. Let me join Emo's fire team real quick, or he doesn't exist. He's not online. Nice. Chappie, thank you for the super chat. What up, Scarrow? Found out the other day that I got into college for physics. Dude, no way. Hell yeah. Hype, bro. Congratulations. Hell yes, brother. Okay. Hello, Chemo. I said hello, Chemo. Kind of toxic, bro. Damn.
Dude, all that talk and my headset turned off automatically.
Dude, huge. I don't see you online.
I am not. I am reading the twab.
Wow. Everyone call him a nerd for reading, bro. Oh, I'm streaming, by the way.
Okay, I'm like at the very end, so give me a second.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. Do you have a CP?
No, but we'll get one.
Okay, or we can just go. We can just do it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
oh, yeah, okay.
Let's do it.
Nova said I'm taking his spot.
Okay.
Yo, Berserk!
I'm gonna be on a Titan.
How are you doing?
Alright.
I got Warlock.
Perfect.
And I only need 3, but I'm just kind of vibing, so.
Okay. Hold on, I literally did, like I said, I got to the ear edge stuff and then you joined VC. Hold on.
Anyone know what this week's Nightfall weapons are? No. Dude, I'm doing really well. What, I hate the best way to get the boxes from Zur and Dares? Well, it's just doing the weeklies. Just do all your weeklies. That's like really the only way to speed up anything. Do I have anything to turn? I think we are good. Let me. Oh, we wait. But yeah, man, I'm pretty big excited. Pretty big excited. There's this fun, throw on a podcast, chill out. Anytime, any activity that gives you like infinite heavy or whatever. Oh, they killed it. They killed it.
Oh, Eclipse. Scarrow streaming, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like what I need to do. I think I'm good on everything. It's weird. You think Boots of the Assembler would be a good exotic for support build? Possibly. We've been talking about that. The nice thing about Boots of the Assembler is it gives you a 35% damage buff, which is more than Well. Well only gives you 25%. It gives you the same as Bubble. So if you can work that into your build, that is a nice thing.
Good dwab.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is, William. Excellent twap. I don't know why they didn't save the orb discussion for this one, but you know, Bungie gonna Bungie.
Wait, there's 2 new emblems?
What?
There are 2 new universal emblem codes out right now.
From where?
I just put it in clan chat. That was I opened Twitter, and that was the first thing that I saw.
Who the fuck got their collector's edition already? What?
Yeah, seriously.
Dude, I straight up emailed them. I emailed them last night and I was like, look, guys, I ordered mine like a long time ago and I know this is probably annoying as fuck, but please tell me I didn't miss, or like mine's coming or whatever.
Yeah.
I've not gotten an update yet. How did they get these?
I mean, this is clearly like someone at the factory was like, I play Destiny, let's open this bitch up.
It's not even on Raid Secrets yet.
Yeah, put in one of the codes and it has like a bunch of symbols and shit on it.
Yeah, like that.
It's like I don't think it's supposed to fucking...
I mean, let's see. I just signed on and I don't see it in collections yet.
You gotta change characters.
Yeah, I literally didn't even... Yeah, let me... I like hadn't selected a character when I put it in. But maybe character select, yeah.
Why these emblems are so like they're like so low. Fucking oh my god, what's my brain doing right now?
Oh yeah, they're in the game. I can wear it right now. Like
yeah.
I guess I'll have to make a video on this. What the fuck? Why?
Well, like your normal videos on emblem stuff, it's like here's I don't know, like
here's how you do it, or like this is why. I like explaining, like I usually do a...
Yeah, you do like an explanation of where the emblem, like how you discover the code.
Exactly,
whatever,
and also,
right?
I'm sure these are like, these have to be like puzzles in the, because usually in the collector's edition, there's like 2 universal ones that you have to solve like a puzzle to do, and I'll still make an explanation of it.
No, but aren't the puzzle ones the not universal ones, like the ones exclusive to the...
No, the exclusive, so the exclusive one for Shadowkeep was in the Cryptolith, and the exclusive one for Shadowkeep, I think, or sorry, for Beyond Light, I think was just like in on a code or something
or whatever.
Yeah, but like the secret, like the puzzle ones, like the ARG ones, they're I believe they're always universal codes.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about, was the Cryptolith one.
Yeah. Because the puzzle ones, if it wasn't a universal code, you'd have to make everyone's like cipher different or whatever.
That's I meant when I was saying puzzle. You're right. It could be interpreted 2 ways. When I was saying puzzle, I meant the Cryptolith thing, but not like a. But that's more like whatever theremin thing that we're getting with.
Oh, the Psychotron or whatever.
Yeah, like that's got to be the.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if it has something to do with the strange coin, which also mine hasn't shipped for me either, dude. I just got blacklisted by Bungie.
The strange coin. I think I did get an email about that. Or wait, what? Wait, what are you talking about?
So the strange coin replica has a tag in it, like a microchip in it, and the common theory is that the Psychotron or whatever the fuck it's called, psychometer will be able to read it.
The strange coin,
like the big strange coin replica that they just started selling with the 30th anniversary.
I got that. not months ago, weeks ago.
You have it though, right?
I have it. I usually throw this stuff away. I have it still.
Dude, okay, get it, hold it up to the light, and look in the middle of it.
I'm holding it right now, but...
Or hold your phone flashlight up to it. That might be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Or on the back of it. So 2 new emblems. They're kind of cool. The Oni one's...
Oh, I see it. Yeah, what the hell? Dude,
yeah.
Fucking,
And people have been able to read
shit.
it. People have been able to read it with like they're like NPC fucking, I forget the name of the chips, but like you can get apps to read them, but it's just like nonsensical data that it's the same thing with like amiibos or whatever, and they'll activate something specific, but we don't know what, and it probably has to do with the psychometer.
I'm gonna hold it up to my Switch and see if I get some villager in Animal Crossing.
There you go. That's how you actually unlock.
Zer shows up.
Dude, I'm gonna need you to ship that to me since mine hasn't shipped, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna wait for this code first, and then if it still hasn't shipped.
So the emblems chat here, they're in chat. Someone posted them. Cryptic posted them here. I'm gonna make a video on them. Oh, if I can't copy and paste, fuck. Just look at Cryptic if you could repaste them, or someone could, yeah. They come from, they're apparently from the collector's edition of Witch Queen. I don't know how anyone got them. So, yes, pretty cool, I guess. Cool, actually, kind of sucky.
Okay. Kind of sucky, right?
Yes, I actually don't like that, but it do be what it do be, I guess. Okay.
Dude, I opened my gunsmith mats finally yesterday. And from 40,000 mats, I got 1 Shepherd's Watch that's usable. I finally got an under pressure snap roll.
There you go.
Got so many of them.
All right. Give me 1 second. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end stream so I can edit a quick short while we're farming this and fucking get this out, because lame as fuck. Let me see if anyone's uploaded a video. This seems like perfect lucky video territory. Let's see.
Yeah, this is
nope, no one yet. All right, I'm gonna try to get it out. Give me 10 seconds. All right, chat. Well, I was gonna farm a little bit on stream, but I gotta go ahead and make a short on this. What are you expecting for Solar 3.0? I don't even know what to expect for Void 3.0 yet, so we'll see, man. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and make a video on how to get these emblems. It's kind of shitty that they came out early, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Thank you for letting me know, Prince and Cryptics. Appreciate it. I'm gonna do that. Thanks for joining for the TWAB. Lots of awesome stuff. I'm so much more excited for Witch Queen now that I know this shit's coming. So very happy. Have a fantastic night, guys. Love your faces. See you very soon. Peace out. See you guys.